by the way.
Oh,
Cool.
fancy.
We're officially live to 0 viewers.
Hi, 0 viewers!
And this is going to be weird. Alright, so let's start this. We
Ooh,
are
risky.
Podcast Lost in Space. To all you one people who are probably picking up the audio version, too. And we are a group, website, blog, podcast, probably a Twitch channel at some point. All dedicated around, focused around the idea that we're all millennials. We all have no idea what's happening with our lives, and you should come watch us figure it out because it's more fun than just doing it on your own. My name's Alexander. This whole crazy thing is my idea. And yeah, welcome. Runt.
Hello, I am Alyssa. I'm Alexander's little sister. Basically, I'm the little sister of this group. I've grown up with most of them. I am here in Fargo, North Dakota, originally from Seattle. I'm going to school at North Dakota State University in Strategic Communications and probably a double major with International Studies. Yeah. I just graduated from culinary school, and you'll probably see me in like recipes, on the blog a lot. I just did the first welcome post, and probably in random other places around the whole blog or the podcast.
And she's better at this than me already. Doc, you're up.
Hello. I am Doc Von Derwin, and I have graduated from SPU with a degree in computer science. I am a full-blown nerd with a world record in bench press that I set when I was 17. So, yeah, that's what I do. To better describe what I do for the site, if the site was a battleship and Alex was the admiral or captain, whatever battleships have, I'm the guy that cleans the toilets. So that's the proper comparison for what I do. It's very non-distinct, and I just clean up all the crap that's left about.
I'm good at leaving crap. All right, Newman.
So I'm Ryan. I just graduated majoring in computer science, moved down to San Diego to become the lead Android developer for a title insurance company. Yeah, living in San Diego, first time living by myself. So that's interesting. You'll find me probably whenever I get the motivation to write stuff. Probably isn't going to be very often, so this is probably going to be the main place where you find me. But yeah.
Sunny.
Oh, hi. So I'm Seneca Irwin. I'm living in Bellingham, Washington, really close to the Canadian border. I'm enjoying probably my last year in my sleepy little college town. I graduated in March with a Bachelor's of Science in Psychology and a Bachelor's of Arts Student Faculty Design in Chinese Language and Culture. So yes, I do speak Chinese. Around the site, apparently Alexander has dubbed me as kind of like the blog mother, where I'll be hopefully figuring out who's posting when on a regular basis, and that's my job. I've been roped into the podcast for some unknown reason, but apparently that's a thing that I should do, so here I am. Yeah.
Well, everyone else has a podcast, so you got to be a part of one now too. That's just
apparently.
That's just the law of society now.
I don't understand it, but whatevs.
And yeah, these are your main 5 people you're going to see around. We're going to rope as many of our friends in as often as we can to fill in the blog and whatever else crazy thing we decide to do. But yeah, this whole crazy thing is there's too many of us who are either unhappy with our job or like, I should start a podcast. We should do that. I should really do that.
Me, I just wanted to be a part of a podcast. I'm pretty happy with the way things are going for me. I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, the one thing I was lacking is I don't have my voice plastered all over the internet.
Which on the job front, I have an update, by the way, on that job that I was talking about. So for podcast people who don't know, I am psychology major, graduated with that, but it's very difficult to find a job with a Bachelor's of Science in psychology that's actually about psychology and it's actually useful and it's kind of mandated. applied to a position to become a registered behavioral technician. I won't be talking about my job on here all that much. If I do, it'll be very, very generalized. But I got the job,
Yay!
and it's a big kid job, and it is psychology all over the place, and it's great. I'm
You
super
have
happy.
more money than me.
Yay!
Hee hee. It's only part-time, though.
I heard that. All right. So all of this started. I've got a lot of friends, and you'll see most of the ones who have really been this idea I've been trying to find the answer for. You'll see them mostly popping in as guests because a lot of them are working 60-hour weeks. Artists and writers and programmers and all sorts of random people who are not really doing things in their field or anything like that. So I've been trying to figure out what to do with people. And I was helping Ryan learn how to cook because he can't cook to save his own life. And he was learning how to cook a lentils recipe that is really settled in my family and will be going up next week.
Good, because I think I need it again.
And I simply just told him, saute the onions. Anybody who's learned a little bit of cooking understands what that means. He goes, Newman, what did you ask?
Oh, is that the fire thing? I thought that's where you lit them on fire.
That's flambe, my friend.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And I was cracking up, and one of my best friends, whose family I'm currently living with, comes downstairs and goes, even I know that, and she can't cook to save her own life either. And I was like, this is too good of a story not to have and not to use, and he has since done even dumber things.
Oh, you haven't told the story yet.
That are kind of heartbreaking. So at least once every week, you're going to see him start and try a new recipe as we go through, and some of them will be recipes that I try really firsthand and then have to simplify into really simple English for him. And some of them will be recipes that I've grown up making, and it's really hard for me to give him exact measurements when he asks for something because I grew up making it. So that's that. So, Newman, do you want to tell your story?
We'll call a vague amount of measurements a Pereira. It's a Pereira amount of spices.
That's funny.
Well, no, but it's the
Pronounced
grandma
funny.
measurement of like the pinched and the this much and the handful, and it's like, but I have different hands.
You can buy little measuring spoons that have
You
pinch
can.
Well,
and all these other.
technically, a pinch in like culinary world is 1/8 of a teaspoon.
But in grandma world, does that mean 1/8 of a teaspoon?
Yeah, I was just gonna say in grandma's recipes, we have no clue what she means, and half the time they're in Spanish. So
And our grandma's recipes use brand names. Buy blah 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 brand name, and use half a package of it.
Oh,
The brand
that's
name that
always-
we haven't seen in 20 years.
Yeah.
In a country that
always-
isn't the U.S. anymore. That isn't the U.S. anymore.
Yeah.
anymore.
Right?
Has it been-
And the
has
packaging
been
size has
Canada ever
changed in
US?
Canada. All right, Newman, start with your story.
Okay, so I made what? Meatloaf this week?
Yep.
And I ended up eating it one night. So much for saving it for like a couple days.
It's a pound of meat.
That's a lot of. Did you have anything prior, or like?
Wait, you
To be
ate
fair-
it all in one night?
Yeah.
I do eat about 3 pounds of meat just on my own in a sitting.
You're a monster.
Yeah, but
It's-
Doc, like you're all muscle. You are
Yeah.
all muscle.
I'm
So
just
you
saying,
need
it's
protein.
like- yeah.
No offense, Newman, but like
Newman's like,
you're like goat-sized compared to Doc. That sounds really bad, but still. I'm just gonna shut up now.
So yeah, I ate it, and when I finished like cooking it, and like I just put all the dishes in the sink. Like I didn't think about it. I'd do them when I washed my dishes. And that was what, Tuesday?
Yeah.
Well, Thursday, I come home and I don't have anything in my living room, so I just went straight to my bed and I come out to my like one table I have and I look over at the sink. I'm like, oh, I should do those dishes, and I see a trail of ants leading
Ew.
into my sink, and I followed it all the way out to my back patio. So
should
what
probably
I
do your dishes.
yeah.
Would
so
you
what
like some? Would you like a helpful hint, by the way, about those ants?
What?
Baby powder. So ants follow a like scent trail, and so if they've come and gone, they realize that there's food. There's a food source available in your house, so they're probably gonna come back. If you use baby powder or like talcum powder around where they're or even chalk actually. Chalk works too. Around the area that they're going to try to come through, because I'm assuming that you saw where they were coming from outside. That can block them and confuse them and kind of make them just kind of go into this like, I don't know where to go, and hopefully they will stop coming back.
The other thing that
Helpful
works.
hint number 1.
The other thing that works is ash from a fire, charcoal fire, which you can't do because you're in California. You'll burn everything to the ground.
So talcum powder.
Well, I've just been going get some-
No
Ash
fire
insects
needed.
absolutely hate ash because it's really hard for them to walk through. So it's an effective measure to protect gardens too.
Well, we actually had this problem at my house last year. Like same thing. And what we did is we went out and got traps, and there's little cases, and you just place them down, and there's food in the ant for them, so they take it back to their queen, and then it actually poisons and kills the queen, and then the rest of the colony just dies out. So I just couldn't do that.
Yeah, I'm really happy that ants can't get to my dorm because I don't do my dishes for like days. Like I still have dishes that I used on Monday. I haven't done them yet.
Really, just do your dishes. That's the
I
real
mean,
Yeah.
is why aren't you young people doing your dishes?
That
Also,
is the
like,
lesson of the story.
Let's be honest. Dishes are a lot easier to actually get clean when they're fresh versus like when there's this caked on gunk and you're just like, so I can either like pick this off with my nail or I can hope that the dishwasher gets it.
I
Like,
leave
there's
it
no way that the
soaking.
scrubber's getting off.
I leave it soaking for multiple days, and that's why I don't do them.
But then
But
the
then-
water gets gross.
Yeah. Like my nifty cup I haven't washed since Friday, even though it's only Sunday. But yeah, I'm scared to wash that now. That'll be fun. It has coffee and cream in it.
Just turn on the water really, really hot and just stick it under as quickly
Maybe I'll
as
do it in
quickly as you
like
can.
yeah. Cool, because like our sinks are really shallow and so it'll splash. So maybe I'll like turn on the shower and dump it in the shower.
Only if you record yourself doing it.
Ugh.
Because I'll put
Or
that
have,
up.
like, or put a roommate on photo duty. You know,
Yeah.
record the experience.
No, it'll
Can we
be so
change the
gross.
topic of this episode to like cleanliness? Because the fact that you guys don't clean anything is pretty gross. Like, I'm not OCD by any means, but at least I keep my apartment clean for like other people to come over.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm making food, I have clean dishes that I can use in order to make it and, you know, eat it and not have a trail of ants. Granted, if I had a trail of ants, I would try and poison their queen and then take over as king and then just relive that movie Ant-Man, because that's a thing I would do.
How do you make
So-
Okay, that might be worth it. But killing the queen just seems a little extreme to me personally. I don't know. I
They-
feel bad about killing ants. Like, even spiders that freak me out, I'm like, okay, cup, paper, I will get you out. And I live in a studio apartment, so this means, like, usually flinging them off the balcony. But they're sturdy, so they live, right?
In
If
your
you want to tell yourself
Done
that.
in
they,
words.
they are
Let me have my little dream.
they are insects with no knowledge of like life or existence or whatever, so killing them should be pretty okay.
But I feel guilty.
My pen died. Oh, there we go.
And I live in a studio apartment, and I have a little balcony window that I have open most of the time, and I have the screen door closed because I hate bugs and I feel bad about killing them. There's a little spider that's decided that my patio is its home, and it's been assisting in the whole like anti-bug thing this summer. It's been quite nice, actually.
Is it writing messages in the web like good pig and all these other
No.
things?
No, but I haven't. So I've had a couple of friends come over who have been like, "Oh my god, ah!" and just, you know, why haven't you killed it? It's within reach, ah! And I'm just sitting there going, because it's getting the other bugs that want to come into my place, and it hasn't come into my apartment yet. If it tries to come into my apartment, yeah, if I can't grab it and get it out safely, there's a good chance that it will become
Smush.
boot scummer. But you know,
I had a pet spider on my car mirror once. I called it Spidey, and it kept me company when I drove back and forth from school to home, which took about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes. And then I finally killed it because I was scared it was going to come into the car and then like attack me while I was driving, and then I crashed the car. But I kept it for a solid 3 days. So
That's intense.
You're an
True
embarrassment
love.
to the family.
True love.
I am just different. That's why you
I
want to
have
be on this podcast.
some truly awful horror stories from when I was living in the dorms at UW Bothell. Which,
Oh, no.
by the way, hi, I have a degree in anthropology, and I currently work with kids, and I'm probably going to be a nanny soon, a manny, if you will.
Sounds like we're on the way to get our degree in anthropology.
Oh.
Boom!
You punny.
The sad part is that isn't the worst pun I've heard this weekend,
No.
but that's because
Wait,
I was
is
around
that the
SCA
first pun for our
Punmeister.
podcast?
First pun.
The Puncast.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. This just went downhill.
I've been up since 3.
I've been up since 7. I was in bed at 3 and up at 7.
I haven't gone to bed since 3.
I don't feel
I'm
bad.
excited
I
for
was dealing
bed.
with the public while dressed in Roman armor. My shoulders hurt.
Did I tell you, my aunt and uncle sent me money for a crock pot, so I'm going to try and learn how to cook in a slow cooker.
Oh my gosh.
You had one teed up. Your aunt and uncle. You totally could have played off that in some way.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
on you, Newman.
I'm sorry. I'm going to focus on puns for the rest of the night.
Give me our pun expert.
Oh,
Woohoo.
the pun
I had a
specialist.
terrible one yesterday.
Certified pun expert.
So yesterday I went to watch the Sounders game at just like someone's house. He posted like, "Hey, I'm going to be watching it. Like, come on over." So I went over there and he like introduces me. He's introduced himself. He says like, "Oh, I have a boyfriend." I'm like, "Okay, like no big deal." And then someone mentions that like how the quality of the stream has like dropped severely, and it's like, "Oh, he's only paying for half of HD. He's only paying for the D part." And I didn't think about it at the time because like high definition, he's only paying for the definition part, not the high part. And his boyfriend had just walked in at that point, and then like 2 seconds later, it hit me what I actually said, and I felt like an asshole.
Way to go, Newman.
I spent all weekend around former SCA punmeisters, so I've had a long weekend of terrible puns and racism and everything else that you get from somebody who managed to earn the title of punmeister in the SCA.
Yeah,
Which
that
is?
doesn't sound lovely.
It was fun
What is your SCA thing?
today. I
No,
just got
what is
home.
it?
Oh, I was at the Snohomish Pumpkin Hurl,
Oh, okay.
dressed up like a Roman.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, people were supposed to come say hi, and nobody came to say hi to me.
I'm sorry, Alex. It was too long of a commute for me.
Well,
Yeah.
some of you, Sunny, your excuse is not valid.
Oh, come on. I was just down there. Also, do you really want me driving 3 hours on like 5 hours of sleep?
Snohomish!
I don't care.
I'm 45 minutes south of you!
I think my excuse.
No, because if I have to go to Snohomish, then I have to go to Mercer Island and visit the cat, and then I
No.
have to come home.
You don't have to.
That's
No,
nowhere
I
near
do.
Snohomish.
I do. I love my cat.
My excuse for not being there, I think, is pretty valid. I just didn't want to go. So, yeah, I felt like I was justified in that.
That's
There you
okay.
go, Doc.
No, I wasn't told. I maybe would have gone.
You're in.
All right, so basically we all
It
don't
doesn't
support
matter
my
where he
brother.
is. You can still get an invite. It's the courteous thing to do, Alex. Jeez.
No. Not
I got an invite.
See?
Ooh.
No, you didn't. Try.
So what
Alright.
we've learned today is that ants should be addressed in different ways, according
Mhm.
to your beliefs on animals and
Oh, I
insects.
just vacuumed
Yes.
them.
Destroy them all.
Yeah, I
Did
just
they
went.
die? Because they can come out of your vacuum.
Oh, and then I dumped out the vacuum in like the garbage thing, and then I put the
Okay.
vacuum out on the porch. No,
But I
yeah.
have to
And then
say,
he lit it on fire, and now he has some ash to keep the ants from coming in. Perfect.
Oh, I almost lit my apartment on fire a couple weeks ago on accident
Jesus
too.
Christ.
And how did you do that?
Ew.
All right,
Well,
let's
I
hear
made
this.
coffee in the morning because I was like, well, it turns out I left the coffee pot on for like 3 days.
I remember this.
Newman! What are you doing?
It's fine.
So we should all start taking bets on how long Newman's gonna last, and
Well, that's why we're giving him a new recipe every week, is to see if he kills himself.
It's basically, has he died of food poisoning?
I gave him this nice ingredient list for meatloaf, and I get a text from him. So, I don't have a meatloaf pan, and I don't like mustard, so I bought ice cream instead.
okay.
I was there for that text, and
and
I
I
was
call him-
flabbergasted, Newman.
And I'm like, what do you mean? And he
You
goes,
wanted
I just
ice
don't like mustard, so I bought ice cream, and I don't appear to have a meatloaf pan. I'm like, are you at the store still? He goes, no, I walked home already.
Priorities.
And if you had been at the store, I would have been like, no, that doesn't work. Go buy the mustard. You're going to need the mustard. Oh, and buy a meatloaf pan. And instead, he had to spend, 30 minutes, 40 minutes of extra shopping time?
No, it's like 10 minutes up the road.
You also walked to the corner store first.
That's right across the street.
Oh, okay.
You can buy meatloaf pans at the grocery store, if you didn't know
That's
that.
what he did.
Okay.
He can now make bread, too.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I haven't made it. I don't know how.
Yes, but
Bread might be too complicated for him with the whole proofing process and.
But there might be some loaf recipes that would be good for him for like breakfasts.
Banana bread.
Yeah.
Or we could go quick breads, which don't require excessive amount of times of proofing and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Banana
Slowly, Newman, we will make sure you can eat.
bread. Yes.
Slowly.
We can't help you
That is
clean
our
your own
goal.
dishes, but don't do what happened with me, which is I ended up with stratas of mold
Oh.
based on how long it had been sitting in the sink.
Alright, that's gross.
disgusting.
Yeah,
No
I don't.
offense, Alexander, but that's grody.
No, it wasn't my fault. I was rooming with 3 other guys in dorms, and I was out of town for the week. And I came back, and they hadn't done dishes, and it wasn't my turn to do dishes before I left either. And there was stratas of mold depending on how tall the bowl was and how long the standing water had been left to sit and then fill up again. And old egg, and old this, and old that. I
Alright.
lived a long time off frozen dinners and the 3 dishes I hid under my bed.
That's
So
gross.
that they couldn't
See,
get to
that's why I'm
Back to
happy
the-
I don't have a kitchen in this dorm. I just make cereal, and that's the dishes I don't do.
Mm-hmm.
What were you going to say, Doc?
Alex's story just reverts back to clean your damn dishes, please. Just
Hey, Doc,
stop.
want to do a blog post about cleanliness that you must do as a millennial? No excuses.
Absolutely. The first thing I did, because my parents were so worried that I was not going to be okay on my own, I didn't live in dorms when I went off to college. My freshman year, I was in an apartment with a guy who just graduated college, and I took all my advice from him, but obviously he wasn't doing the best either because he's 23 and he's living with a 19-year-old in a single-bedroom apartment. It's a long story on how we made that work. But yeah, one of the first things they taught me is like, this is how you do laundry. This is how you clean your dishes, and if you eat enough, you don't die. So, if we're still doing bets on how long Ryan's gonna survive, it sounds like I'm gonna guess like a week. But I think by next podcast episode, he's not gonna be alive.
He just won't be here. Just disappear already.
Our next podcast topic is rest in peace, Ryan.
Well, hopefully the recipes are going to help. And I will note, by the way, Newman, I did definitely send you like 3 different simple recipe sites.
Yeah,
So
I've been
easy,
looking at
so simple. You like internet, right? Utilize it. I
I've
promise
been-
it will be worth it. You won't go hungry.
I've just been eating chicken Alfredo all week.
Did you cook the chicken, or did you buy it like
No,
frozen?
he sent me a picture about it, and I had to tell him how to know when the chicken's done by visual inspection.
Yeah.
It's
It's white
frozen.
on the inside.
He's not dead yet, and he hasn't been shitting himself all week, so...
You can also, at the grocery store, buy frozen chicken that's already cooked, and they're like cut up and everything.
Yeah, but that isn't good.
It's not bad. So here at NDSU, in our dining centers, we have our like these grills, and then we have like that chicken and stuff. And so I've been making myself chicken fried rice, and Brandon makes chicken quesadillas, and it's super yummy.
So my lovely boyfriend, by the way, is the one making weird faces at the screen. I'm sorry.
Hey, we should rope him in for gaming stuff.
Hey, Brian, you want to do gaming stuff? His response is, heh. So, I don't know, maybe.
You'll explain it
Shoo,
to him later.
Shoo shoo, you gamer guru.
We can have a boyfriend section. My boyfriend will be coming in and doing sports.
All the blog posts. All the posts.
I tried this recipe on him.
Yes, Alex.
Oh, and I guess I never said that you'll find me heavily in the gaming section and just about everywhere else while I try to make sure this thing doesn't go down on fire or just sit there on fire, depending.
Turn it on or off!
To be
Actually,
fair,
probably want
Alex,
those
if
lights
your
on.
website catches fire, I don't think you're doing it right.
No, if it catches fire, I have done something very right.
Wait, actual fire?
Actual fire.
Said he was not paying attention.
I had a boyfriend in the room. What do you expect? I think he should be on the podcast rather than me. He's more verbose.
No, you don't get a runaway.
But
I'm on to you. I'm on to you. Somehow this first podcast became Rag on Newman.
a little.
Yeah, sorry. And that was mostly because of my fault. My bad, Newman. I just met you, like, today, so I feel like that's a little
It's
unfair.
You can shit on my brother all you want.
No, it's good. I just realized I can't let my dishes sit for 2 days.
Or you'll get every single podcast day of, like, Newman.
Did you do your dishes? I cleaned my dorm today. That was my cleaning adventure. So, Doc, I am clean. I even made my bed. It's pretty great.
I just started doing that recently, like actually making my bed. Before, I would leave my sheets in just a piled mess in the same, like, mule-kicked fashion from my previous night's fever dream. And just recently, I started doing it because I started seeing someone who was also, like, just making her bed all the time. And I was like, that actually seems like a very zen kind of thing. And I don't know, I kind of like it. It makes me, like, I work from home a lot, so it actually prevents me from just, like, jumping into bed and taking a nap halfway through the day and then screwing up my sleep cycle.
Yeah, then you feel bad that you just made your bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Something I have noticed is every day I have taken a nap pretty much, and it's not good. So maybe I will start making my bed.
Newman, are you going to start making your bed?
No.
We could have a bed making challenge. That'd be fun.
I don't even have sheets that cover my bed.
What do you use?
Wait, do you not have a blanket?
All right, new topic. Proper size bed.
'Cause I mean,
Newman,
okay,
what kind of bed do you have, Newman?
I have something between a full and a twin. It's not a twin.
So you have a twin XL?
Yeah.
California twin?
Wider. It's weird. It's not a full because my sheets that I had for my full bed last year are too large for it. But it's
So it's a Siamese twin.
That can't be a real thing.
No.
I have a feeling it's a twin XL then.
Yeah. Because
honestly, 'cause I think it's twin XL, full, queen, king.
Because twin
Cali
XL is like just longer, I think.
But his is wider.
But my bed is wider. I don't
You
know.
have a weird bed.
I got it from my
Where did you
girlfriend's grandma. This
Oh.
could be like,
Oh, it could be a vintage prototype then, because they used to be all wonky.
yeah, it's
You
weird.
can always just use full sheets. Is it like way too massively big, or
Yes.
just kind of loose? Oh. Try
Okay.
twin XL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that's not gonna fit.
Try it.
Go on,
Well,
Craig. Don't go
Another
on.
option is to measure your bed and then
That's what I
buy your
was
sheets
thinking.
based off of that. Because, I mean, I'm sure somewhere out
Wait,
there.
wait. Hold on.
have something.
Newman, do you have a measuring tape?
Nope.
First step, go
No,
buy
man.
one.
I just
Do you have a tool bag? Like any sort of tools that you can use around the house?
I have screws and I have a ratchet set.
Okay, ratchet set. I don't know what you use that for around the house. Usually that's for like a car.
Yeah, my brother bought that for me when I moved down. I don't know why.
You're gonna need. So you have screws, but no screwdriver. It sounds
Oh, no,
like.
I have a screwdriver.
Okay. For a second, I thought the screws were totally useless.
Yeah, I was like, why do you have screws on a screwdriver?
So my recommendation is get a toolbox, get like a hammer, several types of screwdrivers. A tape measure is great. Use it all the time around my place. Other thing, back to the bed topic, I also strongly recommend a queen size bed, especially if you're not a single person. You said you have a girlfriend, correct?
Correct.
All right, yeah, because
we're
I
fine.
found that when I upgraded from a twin, like because I had a twin, and so when I had a girlfriend sleep over, it was a nightmare because I take up most of a twin.
Try being in a twin bed that's lofted. That's entertaining.
I've had to do that. And by the way, so at the boyfriend's place right now, the wonderful little person who decided
That's why the
to visit
camera's tilted, by
camera-wise.
the way.
Yes. But so that bed is a twin. He is. I love him, but he is not a tiny person. He has shoulders and I have hips, and we make it work. But some nights I am displeased. And I miss my queen because I have a queen bed, and he doesn't like coming over to my place because it's all lonely because it's just us, and here we have all the roommates and everything. So
As
One
the
of the
only
best-
single person on this podcast, fuck all of you.
well, I'm kind of taken, but thanks for the offer.
I walked into that one.
Alex, I would
Alex, for me, you'll have to get in line.
Though admittedly, the boyfriend does want, so I'm just going to refer to him as the boyfriend for now until he actually becomes involved, which he probably will. He has wanted to hijack my queen bed over here.
That would make more
Which-
sense.
Well, yeah, but I also have a nice apartment, and I'm not going to lie. I kind of like spreading. I have a bad habit. This is my bad habit. I tend to read a lot of books, so I'll end up with half of my bed covered in books and like papers when I'm writing papers. And then half is for sleeping. And it's horrible. It's horrible. But since he's never over, it's like, well, then I have all these things at hand.
How many? So you have tons of books on your bed. How many books are you reading at one instance?
It depends. Well, okay, so this usually happens when I get sick or when I'm writing a paper, so I'm in the process of getting potentially published for a linguistics paper, and I think I had a grand total of 30 to 40 different like scholastic papers that I was reading and noting and trying to see where they fit in my potential paper. So I had them all printed at one point just to see how everything mapped out. And all of those different papers were strewn over half of my bed. But when
It's
I get
called
sick,
a
I take
desk?
all my favorite books with me. I don't desk. Desks are weird.
Desks
don't
are
like
awesome.
I have a
Wrong.
really long desk here in my dorm, but
know.
it just gets a ton of shit on it, and then it's messy, and you can't use it.
Well, see, we're back to
Yeah.
cleaning things.
Well, I like drawers, and I haven't figured out a good way, at least so I finally have a tower and but I don't have drawers to put things in, so things tend to get piled up because it's like, well, I need to remember to have this piece of paper to remind me to do this thing, and and soon I have a small pile of random things, and I have my 2 little plants on my desk, and it just adds up.
I'm giving you guys crap, but I'm not going to show what my desk looks like because there's junk on it right now. But again, we're back to cleaning things.
Yeah, it seems to be cleaning things is important.
Yeah.
Real quick, so that this podcast isn't almost entirely ragging on Newman, Newman put a topic up in the podcast. Newman, do you remember what it is, or should I read it off?
Did I?
Alex, read it. What is it?
Okay. We had been talking a little bit ago about those people we knew in school who have gone on to be famous, to be doing things that are, and you're like, I knew them in school. I could have done that kind of idea.
Oh, I didn't put this up, but I know what you're talking about now.
I put it up because you were talking about it, but it was still your idea. All right.
You inspired him, Newman.
Mm-hmm. You're an
What if-
inspiration.
You are
What
you are
if
his
you-
muse.
What if you were the person out of everyone you knew in school that was like the successful one and cool and popular, so that
then you went
on
to a
do
small
them?
town high school and you don't count.
Yeah,
Or you
yeah.
went to Bellevue College and you decided to leave most of the high school people who weren't going anywhere alone. That
Yeah,
sounds
yeah.
a lot
They're
meaner
kind
than
of.
I meant it to be, but it's true.
A lot of them have not left the hometown and have tried meth once or twice or 7 times. So, it's not funny, so we got a little
Well,
mixture here.
So Redmond High School is the place to be.
Well, yeah, it's that or Mount Si.
Yeah.
But yeah, Newman, what was yours? I don't remember what your
Oh, I
person
have a
was.
couple. Well, DeAndre Yedlin, I played soccer with when I was younger. And
You
did
did you
not.
okay, Melissa?
You did. You did not.
yeah,
Ah, I love him.
I played against him when we played for the same club.
Ah, I love him.
And then Casey Williams, who is on the practice squad for the Seahawks, I competed against in track and field.
Aren't you cool?
Fancy.
I actually do have a couple now that I think about it, because I know one of my good friends and old training partners, he and I used to play baseball. His name's Max Brown. He was recently drafted by the Arizona Diamondbacks, and he's playing baseball for them. So, and he was one of their late draft guys, so he's not going to be like one of the starting players, but there is a guy that I know who is playing and training with a professional baseball team, which is pretty dang cool for me.
There's
Yeah,
a couple
that's
of
so
people
amazing,
from
though.
my high school that, like, somebody just got drafted. I don't know who they are. My boyfriend knows all that shenanigans. But one person that makes me feel bad about my life is this girl. She started doing TED Talks and stuff like that. And when she was 7, and she has a really popular TED Talk about why we need to focus more on the good things that children have to offer, because we are the future of society. And she has been on like Good Morning America and like all this super cool stuff, and she's like a published author. And she actually is the grade below me, but she graduated with me because she got done so early.
Who? You don't
Um,
have any you didn't have any friends in school, so
well, not
I should know
okay.
who they were.
I said somebody I went to school with.
Oh, okay.
I
See,
can't say her name.
I have one person who makes me feel bad about my life, but I met her, and the worst part is that we have the same birthday, but she's like 1 or 2 years older than me, and I met her in college. She's a psych major, and she's like an emergency responder person as one of her jobs, and like she's in 2 different research labs, whereas I'm on 2 different projects for the same lab, and I'm just kind of sitting there going, I kind of hate you and want your life at the exact same time, because I totally could be doing this right now, except I'm doing different things. But I wish I was doing that.
I've got a pair of friends, not that they're doing the same thing, but one of which is now running a website for a modestly sized newspaper.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all about fictional, like it's a fictional review site. So you submit your fictional works of fiction, poetry, blah 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 to her, and she is editor-in-chief of the site.
That's
And I'm
cool.
like, that is awesome, and I'm jealous of you. And then
See,
me and Newman have the one friend who she's not doing anything, although she's doing some pretty cool stuff, but she's not doing anything groundbreaking and being on a, but she does everything really well all the time and is really good at everything she does.
oh, thanks, you're talking about me. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. We're
Oh, I
jealous.
thought you were talking about me, but just screwing up my gender.
But and it's kind of the most horrifying thing, but they always make me feel bad because they're doing like everything they ever wanted to all the time.
You are talking about me.
No. You live in North Dakota. Nobody wants to be you.
So, do you want
Hey,
me to
can't
break
you own
time?
zebras in North? You can own zebras in North Dakota, though, I think.
You own zebras
I
in
want
North
to be in
Dakota?
North Dakota.
Why would you want to own a zebra? Like,
Because zebras were my favorite animal for like 7 years.
was there any particular reason where you were like, they're stripy, so they're cool, I guess?
No,
I think
liked zebras because I thought, well, generally the whole stripe thing was pretty cool, and the fact that like when they converge into big groups, so each zebra has unique striping, first of all, but when they converge in groups, part of the reason why they run in packs is because
Herds.
you can't tell which one is which, and it's harder to pick a target when you do that.
They
Wow,
run in
you went
herds.
way too in depth. I just think they're cute.
And Z-Donks are awesomely, amazingly cute, but it's really hard to be like, I like Z-Donks, and everybody's just staring at you like, what the hell is a Z-Donk?
So zebras are nature's conformists, are essentially what you're saying?
They're cute, and they make funny noises, and they're scientifically interesting.
What's a
Yes, Alexander?
Z-donk?
Zebra
Z-Donks are donkeys and zebras, and they're adorable, and mini Z-Donks are the, like, cutest things in the world.
I'm learning all new things about you, Senny.
They're so cute!
Can I brag about what I'm doing in my life right now?
Yeah.
If you want to.
Oh, great. If you insist. Well, so I'm a strategic comm major, so public relations, advertising, basically. But I also dabble in photography. And so I started working for our school newspaper, which has been really cool, doing sports photography. And so basically I've been going to soccer and volleyball. Hopefully someday I'll do football. But in October, I will be, my photos will be published in what's called Bison Illustrated. So it's a magazine, basically a mini sports illustrated kind of thing. And so I'm super psyched because I'm going to be published in a actual magazine.
I always forget that Sports Illustrated does something other than swimsuit editions.
Oh, Alex. Oh, Alex.
That's all he
And-
cares about.
Oh my.
People doing cool things that I'm jealous of. My boyfriend is a journalism broadcasting major here, and he got to do the, he also works for the school newspaper, but he got to sit in the press box at this last Saturday's football game. And if you didn't know, NDSU has won 4 consecutive national championships, and hopefully ESPN Game Day will be coming back here, but I don't know, we'll see. We lost our first game. But we just
All because
won.
you were watching.
Seriously, we just won on Saturday, 41-14, so that was super cool. But then he got to interview all the players, and then he gets to travel with them to South Dakota for that game, and he got to do his first radio interview. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
So we'll get him on here soon enough.
Dakota,
Yeah.
the same Dakota.
What was that, Damon?
What?
Isn't South Dakota and North Dakota the same Dakota?
No.
Basic.
No.
No,
South
South
Dakota and
Dakota is
North
actually
Dakota are
more
not-
boring than North
Or
Dakota.
are
Yeah. Basically, South
I
Dakota
can't-
is more boring.
Other than Fargo, I can't name a city.
You were asking me if I could name a city in Wyoming.
I don't think you can own zebras in South Dakota, which makes no sense personally, but just saying. I really liked zebras for a while, okay?
Did
Welcome
you
to Zebra
know-
Talk with your host, Seneca.
Hey,
In
I
South-
literally had a wall at one point covered in zebra pictures, and I still have friends who, like, I love zebras, they're really cute, but I don't know if they're my favorite animal anymore. But I still have people who randomly send me, like, zebra videos.
You don't know if it's your favorite animal anymore?
Well, I really like jellyfish, and I really like my cat, and I think hedgehogs are pretty cute, and like flying squirrels, and I like
basically
animals.
Sunny, like,
What's the benefit to having a favorite animal? Is there going to be like a scenario where it's like someone's like stealing your identity and we have to ask a question that we like only know a specific answer to, like what's your favorite animal? And if they say anything other than zebra, jellyfish, hedgehog, or cats, then
I mean, at this point, she's screwed because this is on the internet.
Well, I don't care. Well, so part of the reason that I've been very like, this is my favorite animal is because I don't know, I seem to get the question of like, if you could own any animal, what would you own? And so of
Turtle.
course it's like the favorite animal. And then also there is kind of an ongoing argument with the boyfriend. He wants a pet raccoon.
No!
no!
Yeah, no. Bad idea.
Well,
Unanimous no.
no. Can I just okay. I'm gonna be honest. I love him. Raccoons can be cute, but frankly, I don't need a furry little old man that I can't talk to in my house.
That'll
me.
also rip your face.
Also, I really don't want a I don't want to steal a baby raccoon from a mom because that
You
just
would get
sounds.
your
I can't.
face ripped off.
I can't kill a spider. You really think I can steal a baby animal from another one? Like, no.
Okay,
no.
I'm pretty sure there's
Okay, pet
other
raccoons are a
more
bad
like
idea.
normal ways to acquire a raccoon. I think there are people that may
Do you
own
know a
raccoons.
raccoon breeder?
No, I
What
don't.
does Papa Google say? What does Papa Google say?
I think knowing of a raccoon breeder would be a lot better than stealing one from nature.
Well, yes, but it's also that thing of like, okay, who the heck knows about a raccoon breeder? And also, are there actually those things? I haven't looked into it because I don't
Most
know if I
likely.
actually-
T
If there's
Tracks
anything I've learned from
exotic
Jurassic
animals.com.
Park is you don't play God.
All right. So
Yeah, you can adopt a raccoon.
Well, yeah,
That's
you can always
the-
adopt.
about what's the
Hold on,
difference
hold on.
between, or somebody said North Dakota is more boring than South Dakota.
South Dakota's more
No,
boring
it was
than North
South Dakota.
Oh.
That's more boring.
Well, anyway, in that case, then the truth, because for every one person in South Dakota, they have 4.32 cows. They have the highest cow to person ratio.
That's a lot of cows.
Yeah. Well, it all started. So I was going through Wyoming, which made me think of this because somebody said Wyoming, and I
Yeah.
was really bored and I could only see cows, and so I looked up how many cows there are compared to the total population, and it's pretty sad. Wyoming, though, however, is 5th on the list of a ratio of 2 to 1, so 2 cows per every 1 person.
What, Newman? Why were you asking me earlier if I could name a city in Wyoming?
Because I can't name a city.
Can you name a city in Wyoming? Not Alyssa.
I went.
Can I name one?
Yeah.
In Wyoming? Newburgh.
You looked it up on the internet.
Yes, look up Newburgh, Wyoming, and see if there is one.
No, he threw out a random name.
Right now,
I'm gonna
I'm
look it
looking up the ant-to-human ratio on Earth. This is very important for relevant topics.
There does not appear to be a Newburgh, Wyoming.
There's a
No,
Newburgh,
but there-
Oregon.
There's a
But
Randy
there is a
Newburgh hunter.
Randy Newberg who likes to post about topics in Wyoming. Also, I looked up apparently how you adopt a baby raccoon because
I linked you
figured-
to the website.
Oh well, I don't have that open. I'm also on Raccoon.
Welcome to the
Addict
segment
Guide,
using Google to solve your problems.
Yeah.
because that is our generation in a lot of ways. But
I want to talk
anyways,
about that, but
so
that's what I'm going to say for another podcast.
You got it.
apparently, there is no mention of baby raccoon breeders. Thank God, because that would just be really freaky for me personally. But they also note that you really shouldn't get baby raccoons or adopt them unless they've been tested.
Yeah, they're rabies
because
carriers.
They can carry a lot of diseases other than rabies, but also rabies. And because they sexually mature at 6 months of age, they can become really aggressive and attack you a lot.
Isn't that what we were saying?
So I
Yeah,
don't
we
want
were
one,
all
but
against
anyways,
raccoons. You don't need
No,
to
I know.
convince us.
I have to keep on loading myself with more ammo because this one, the boyfriend, wants one.
Struggles
Really
with.
So what you do is you bring him onto the podcast and we have an intervention.
Yeah.
But
Get
so
him a ferret.
apparently the best way to get a raccoon is to talk to a wildlife trapper. Which just sounds really sad because that means that you're probably taking a baby raccoon from its mom.
Yes.
Again,
Yes, it does.
all of us were against this from the beginning.
I know.
Are all in agreement that this is bad.
All right.
Anyways.
We're going to wrap it there.
Raccoons.
So what did we learn today? Let's go down the list.
God.
Do your dishes.
Yeah. Ants
How
are
to get
bad.
rid of
Bedrooms.
Wait.
What?
Bathrooms?
Bedrooms.
Bedrooms. Making
We'll get to
beds.
bathrooms later.
Bed sizes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we talked a little bit about bed sizes.
Mm-hmm.
Senna, we learned about raccoon breeding. And
No,
about
there isn't. Oh gosh.
the legality of zebras in certain states.
I am now the official punmeister for the podcast.
You're a
Yeah.
monster.
We have to have monsters. Otherwise, what
And
good is the
we
dark?
talked about Newman's inability to cook.
Yeah.
and feed
That'll
himself.
probably be a reoccurring theme throughout.
That will be a constantly occurring theme.
Yes.
He also grew up with me and Alyssa.
Oh
And
yeah.
we're gonna rag on him without whether we want to or not. It's
All right, cool. I'm just glad to be a part of the bandwagon.
Oh, and I just realized I've been referring to Ryan as Newman. Ryan and Newman are the same thing. Because it is Ryan.
Yeah, I've been doing that too.
Yeah, I just realized that. So, for you out there, Ryan and
One and
Newman.
the same people.
Yep, same people.
All right. So I'm gonna mute everybody else. I have power. Mute. No, I missed all those
Shame on
mute
you.
buttons.
Don't mute me.
I missed every single one of those clicks.
You will cause a mutiny.
Oh, Alyssa.
Yeah. Mutiny.
That was uncalled for.
Wait, what did you do?
She stole a pun from me.
I did it.
Yes.
And we're proud.
I would argue it, but I think the point is rather mute. Get it? Get it? Boom!
I have the option to eject
Meister's
him.
back.
No! Be nice!
Bring in the A game.
For the ants.
If you've made it this far, you have way more tolerance than I do. Congratulations and welcome to Podcast Lost in Space. We'll explain the name probably next week because we didn't do it this week. And feel free to go to podcastlostinspace.com. Follow us on Twitter at PLISofficial, P-L-I-S official. And it's Twitter's fault that it's Podcast Lost in Space, not Lost in Space Podcast, because that was taken. Also, Lisp doesn't sound as good. And I can't guarantee there'll be anything interesting on any of those things, but we're going to try, and we're going to be putting up posts on the blog and the site, and those will all kind of feed out to Facebook and Twitter as it goes. Thank you for listening.